Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about the ed tech industry. Our group members are Kritika Sharma, Preksha Motwani, Priyanka Goyal, and Vidisha Jain. Education technology is a term used to describe the overlap of technological tools and educational practices that facilitate and enhance the experience of a learner. The industry has piqued interest of all stakeholders, including buyers, investors, and suppliers. The rise can be attributed to the increasing penetration of internet and mobile devices in India and around the world. While this may have paved the way for edtech startups to breed, the real winners are the strategy that they adopted and are still continuing to adopt. We attempt to analyze the environment, industry, and a few key players in the edtech space and what really made them successful.
So the first thing I'll be talking about is the pestle analysis for edtech industry. So the first thing is political factors, which includes restricted internet access. So in many countries, the access to internet is restricted, especially third world countries or underdeveloped nations as well. One of the countries which also has a very restricted internet is China. So this really cause makes things complicated for an edtech industry to enter. The second factor is economic, and under this we have affordability of online education. Now, in general, online education is a less expensive alternative to traditional education because it does not necessitate the presence of a live instructor, and furthermore, because there are no production or transportation costs to account for from copy to copy, digital products are exceedingly simple to disseminate. Now, the next thing is high initial cost. So, despite being a more cost effective long term option, that traditional education, online learning has a rather hefty upfront cost. This is because, in order to consume digital content, every student requires access to an electronic device. Now, this is a concern for many countries which are developing or underdeveloped because many students do not have access to a mobile phone or a laptop or computer to get the necessary equipment. The other factor is social factors. Now, lack of human interaction is the first thing we'll be talking about. So, despite the efficiency as a means of learning, internet education has the disadvantages of eliminating human interactions. Students who attend a physical school interact with fellow alumni, school employees, and a variety of other people on a daily basis, such as those they met on their commute. Those who learn from behind a computer screen miss out on interpersonal interaction, which is crucial for social development as well as mental wellness. The second thing is the daycare needs for minors. An other factor that is very difficult for younger pupils to replace conventional schooling is the requirement for physical care. Now, traditional schools are a convenient method for parents to guarantee their child are fed, exercised, and cared for while they are away from home for most of the working day. The next factor that we're going to talk about are technological factors. So the next factor we are going to talk about are technological factors. The first one is access to electronic devices. Online education is hampered by a lack of access to technological equipment because not all students, particularly in poor nations, have access to technological devices. They will be unable to access online learning resources. Electronic gadgets may also be accessible in some situations, but they are of insufficient quality or to provide a good learning environment. The next one is internet connectivity. Now, internet access is another significant technological obstacle to online learning. Even if pupils have a powerful technological gadget, they must be able to access digital instructional resources over the internet. Lack of internet connection can impede the implementation of online education in impoverished regions and equally in remote places with sufficient internet infrastructure. The next one is legal. So, this involves cooperation from publishers. The first thing is educational publishers who typically have tight regulations about how their learning materials may be delivered must work together to make effective online possible. Almost all classical textbooks, for example, cannot be shared digitally. As a result, educational institutions would have to rely on resources of specialized online friendly publishers or ask traditional publishers for specialized authorization. The next factor we are going to consider are environmental factors. So, the first one is change in energy consumption. In terms of the environment, extensive online education necessitates the use of electricity to power hundreds of millions of devices for extended periods of time all over the world. It is crucial to note too that running physical schools consumes energy as well, particularly in terms of lighting and heating. It's uncertain what the long term consequences of a shift to online learning would be. The second thing is decrease in paper waste. Despite its advantages and disadvantages in many terms of energy use, a transition to online schooling would undoubtedly reduce paper waste, considering how many millions, if not billions, of textbooks are thrown away each year. So this was the pestle analysis. Now the next thing we're going to do is the Porter's 5 forces. Now Porter's 5 forces is a framework used to determine the degree and intensity of competition in an industry. The idea to determine whether an industry is lucrative or to operate in it or not. Following is the analysis of the edtech industry. The first thing that comes is the threat of new entrants. Now, all the current players in the industry have super advanced IP expertise and access to the world's top universities. These advantages are incredibly difficult to emulate or substitute. Hence, the barrier to entry is high. However, if the need of such platforms for less developed nations and non-English speaking is to be realized, then there is enough room for MOOCs that will address these needs. The second thing we consider is the threat of substitute products or services. Now, MOOC is a convergence of two industries, IT and education. As a result, the substitutionary options would come from the traditional education, distance learning, and online learning industries. Affordable education combined with a research based online program is one of the major value propositions that MOOC providers promote. This means MOOCs are making education more accessible to individuals who previously couldn't afford it, whether it's their first post secondary education or continuing education. As a result, the value proposition is difficult to match by any of the available alternatives. Hence, the threat of substitutes is low. Third thing is bargaining power of suppliers. The supplier for MOEC companies are the technology vendors, both software and hardware. The MOEC companies are practically technology companies that have real capacity to move upstream to bring these supplies in-house when they want to. Hence, they don't have a significant degree of dependence on existing technology vendors. Another group of suppliers, the publishers and the copyright holders, though may have relatively strong bargaining power. So we can say that the bargaining power of suppliers is low for software and hardware vendors and mid-low for publishers and copyright holders. The fourth one is bargaining power of buyers. The first buyers of this industry are the content providers. They are heavyweight bargaining powers in terms of their brand names and expertise they own. In addition to this, they can move downstream and provide their own online platform for their content. The second buyers are the individual learners who access these platforms for free and people who don't have an alternative option to get value they get from MOC. So their bargaining power is low. And lastly, the rivalry among existing competitors. The big three MOOC industries are Coursera, edX, and Udacity. So, among these big three, Udacity has found a niche of its own in its technical fields. Coursera and edX differ in scope and level of commitment. Coursera has the almost double the number of courses offered by 60% more content providers than edX. Also, there are many small competitors in the industry like Udemy and Khan Academy. But the competition is friendly and companies can be said to be working collaboratively towards similar goals to improve access to education. So the rivalry among existing competitors is low.
Now let's discuss about another massive open online course provider, Coursera. It was founded in 2012 and has evolved since then, and along the way it has given shape to the industry. It maintains a clear focus on its mission to provide universal access to the world's best education, and in doing so it has managed to raise enough funds and ways to monetize its business. Coursera collaborates with universities and other organizations to provide online courses, certificates, and degrees in a wide range of disciplines. It grew rapidly with subsequent partnership announcement and has a strong desire to offer a diverse range of courses from the start. It has worked hard to secure early agreements with a number of universities, the majority of which are well known internationally. Now, coming to the threats, because edtechs are such a new phenomena, many businesses may be hesitant to accept the certifications they issue. And in addition to this, one of the Coursera's biggest threats is maintaining its revenue growth and competition as the online education space is becoming increasingly crowded. And to stay on the top of the heap, Coursera will need to grow at increasing rates in the years to come.
Now, what does Coursera's business strategy state? Coursera aims to change the world by providing free access to world class education for everyone in the world. Because of the free aspect of Coursera's mission, it does not sit very well within the usual categorization used in business. The first approach it adopts is low cost leadership, since this is how it reaches out to the majority of its customers by offering a wide selection of free courses. However, when it comes to its monetization methods, which include verified certificates, specializations, and IMBA, its courses aren't always the cheapest on the market. Though, for the most part, all of the course materials are available for free, and learners only need to pay if they want to receive a course certificate after successfully completing it. With this monetization model, Coursera can be said to pursue a differentiation strategy, offering unique learning experience and credentials to learners that is not offered anywhere else by any other institutions and MOOC providers. The certificates that Coursera provides upon completion of a course afford the platform legitimacy in the eyes of employers. This has become the backbone of Coursera's business. It has achieved a stable business model by offering products at a wide range of prices. These include over 3,000 courses that are free to audit, guided projects for $9.99, specializations starting at $39, and online degree programs starting at $9,000, amongst many more.
Now, to analyze what has enabled Coursera to achieve its current position, we'll use Porter's value chain analysis framework. We will first take a look into each of its primary activities in Coursera's value chain, which are inbound logistics, operations, outbound logistics, marketing and sales, and service. And then we'll move on to discussing each of its support activities, which includes firm infrastructure, human resource management, technology development, and procurement. Talking about inbound logistics, Coursera is a technology company that specializes in online education. Its physical inbound logistics infrastructure and procurement are mostly hardware and software, which it examines in order to create its own software in house. In addition to this, publishers and copyright holders are among the company's content sources. Operations at Coursera are directed in three unique but interlocking processes. The first is the ones involving content providers, the second are the ones that deal with delivering courses to the learners, which include delivering the courses via the learning platform and providing credential learning to them. The last one is a recent innovation from Coursera, the involvement of companies that would provide funding and real life assessment materials. The production of an in-house learning platform with a specific technology based on Coursera's pedagogical knowledge is a unique element of the operations that is done only by Coursera. This portion of the process is what allows Coursera to grow into what it is today. Outbound logistics at Coursera are simple, the online platform itself, because it is the medium through which all of the Coursera's advantages are brought to light and reaped. In terms of marketing, Coursera doesn't advertise itself. It gains recognition mainly through news reports, word of mouth, and its staff involvement in public arenas such as TED Talks and Harvard Business Review. On the learner's end, sales are generated through the verified certificate option, through which learners can earn a certificate if their assessment results qualify for that. Coursera's service include verification of credentials through dedicated URLs supplied for each verified certificate obtained by learners and exposure to prospective employers in some cases, particularly for courses offered by under Global Skills Initiative scheme. Now, talking about the support activities. So, support activities are in a way similar to inbound logistics at Coursera, and this is due to the nature of the company. The infrastructure is made up of a combination of open source software, cloud services, and a platform that is built in house. With regards to human resource management, Coursera hires professionals with experience in computers, user experience, and pedagogy. These skills enable Coursera to realize its mission, and procurement involves purchase of hardware and payment of these services, and also matchmaking between companies and content providers to make these innovations.
Byju's is a giant in the educational technology space, so much so that the name has become synonymous with edtech. It is a multinational company with its roots in Bangalore, India. It was founded in 2011 by Biju Ravindran and Divya Gokulnath. In 2015, they launched the Byju's Learning app. It is now a household name in India and is all set to expand to international markets as well. It also received the Best Self Improvement Award at Google Play India rating in 2016. In 2017, they launched the Byju's Math app for kids and Parents Connect app for parents. This has become a Harvard case study. In 2018, they recorded an exponential figure of 15 million users and 900K paid users. In 2019, it became the world's most valuable edtech company. By 2021, Byju's is valued at $16.5 billion, making it the world's most valuable educational technology company.
So now I will be talking about the SWOT analysis of Byju's. Firstly, the strengths. The company has a long history of growth, and thanks to its strong brand name, it is one of the leading players. And in the United States, the company like P&G hasn't put all its efforts into developing like Byju's learning app case solution. So one of the company's assets is that it develops its technique after conducting a thorough study and assessing its success. Weaknesses include that one of the drawbacks of the firm is that it entered the case solution market after P&G, denying it the first mover advantage. In the process of creating it, Byju's, the learning app, the company is employing traditional methodologies. However, the company's rivals have created brand new technologies and techniques that are deemed cost effective and assist business in lowering their overhead cost. Thirdly, opportunities. So, advertising helps a firm increase sales and profits by raising consumer knowledge of the new features of the product it is promoting. The firm has the opportunity to employ advanced technology in the manufacturing of Byju's, the learning app, which might result in a reduced per unit cost and allowing it to make more environmentally friendly features and offering advanced friendly functioning in the goods. Now, the threat includes that there are a lot of changes in the government rules, and this is affecting the environment as a posing threat. Now, Byju's, the learning app case analysis is a production is regarded as one of the most significant risks to the company. The fierce rivalry in the market from a variety of competitors pose a significant threat to the company. The fresh innovations on the market may enhance the company's success by having a rapid change in technology.
To the customers, Byju's provides a good overlap between theoretical, conceptual, and visual dimensions of learning. Students remain engaged and keep learning all while getting a conceptual understanding of theoretical ideas. The business model of Byju's is that of freemium. In this model, the customers get to enjoy free basic services but must pay for advanced features that are only available for a premium price. Byju's has a renewal rate of upwards of 85%, which is considerably high. The key activities of Byju's include platform development, data center operations management, IT infrastructure operations, and managing the learning community. With this in mind, key resources include technology infrastructure, interactive graphics technology, lecturers, servers, and other IT infrastructure. Unarguably, the source of competitive advantage for Byju's is the brand name, the quality of the product that they offer, and their intellectual property. Now let's look at what Byju's did right to be as successful as it is right now. Number one would be quality of content. Like mentioned before, the kind of content that Byju's offers is one of its kind, especially in the Indian edtech space. It offers customized learning which is enabled by technology like data science. There is a knowledge graph for each learner that is separately created and is hence customized. The timing of Byju's when it entered the market played in its favor, and now it has a loyal customer base of millions. Byju's also involved parents in the decision making process of education. They have a Parents Connect app which is separately available so that the parents can keep track of the learning of the child. Aggressively marketing their product on all possible media platforms and onboarding stars like Shah Rukh Khan is another success factor in the Byju's story. The sales pitch of Byju's is again coaching focused, which makes it kind of a relationship between the learner and the lecturer. It is also worth mentioning that Byju's has invested extensively in acquisitions internationally and in India, one of the biggest one in India being Akash Institute, along with other smaller players like White Hat Junior. It has also acquired international businesses like Great Learning in Singapore and Epic based in the United States of America. With that, we come to the end of the presentation. Thank you.